Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that myself is on. I didn't realize that myself is on. I didn't put myself on the screen. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. So let me go back to the very beginning. So welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Willie Morris, William Morris, I should say. And tonight's live is going to be all about Jada Pinkett Smith and her, what I think to be very controversial statements about her and her and her husband Will Smith. Lord, I can't talk. Being separated for 7 years due to her entanglement. And the question that I posed was, should we keep defending Jada Pinkett Smith as progressive black people as we enter into this new season of progressivism? Now, let me know if you guys can hear me because it's telling me that my audio is low bandwidth and whatnot. So if you guys can let me know if you guys can hear me, that would be great. So the argument. So I was on a panel about an hour or so ago, and this panel was hosted by Conscious TV, and we had a very humble but heated discussion about Jada Pinkett Smith and the role of should she have made it her mission to come out, tell her truth, and put out this memoir about her life and all that good stuff. And one of the conscious crew members, the panelists, one of them said that she felt that Will Smith almost certainly does no wrong in the eyes of those that defend Will Smith. But she even called me out and said that I was a bit of a hypocrite because I am saying that Jada Pinkett Smith should not be oversharing about her relationship in connection to her husband. And she said, well, that makes you a hypocrite because you get on these live and on your show and you share that you are a black gay disabled man and your past and all that other stuff. So you cannot, by all in definition, tell someone else to sit down and be quiet all because you don't like their truth. That's essentially what the argument is. Then it goes. Then the panelist goes on to say that Will Smith also cheated on his wife. Now she did not clarify if she meant his first wife or if she meant Jada Pinkett Smith. So for me, somebody said that Will Smith's insatiable urge to slap Chris Rock turned out so well. Jada actually let him watch that night. Oh, what do you mean by that? So this is how I see it. If Will Now, I firmly believe that Will Smith do have some emotional trauma that he has to deal with, and he has to get through those emotional trauma. I do feel like Jada also. has some emotional issue that she's dealing with too. Whether she wants to admit them or not is not up to me. It's up to her. So so the argument that we should keep talking around and around and around and around in circles because this is a black woman. Like that's essentially what the panelists was telling me was that basically this is a black woman. She needs to be defended. She needs to be able to tell her truth. She needs to be able to share with the world with how she feels about this whole entire situation and not dot. Well, y'all know there are three basic arguments that this panelist did say that I picked up on, and I had some articles that I wanted to detail. Three articles, in fact. One of them was from Today. The other one was from Vulture, and the other one is from BuzzFeed. Yeah. So, with that being said, let's get into these arguments. The first argument is that Will Smith cheated on his wife. Jada actually debunked that. Since we're defending Jada here, Jada debunked that. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. There you go. Give me a second, y'all. I am trying to get this up and running, but it will not let me. Okay, here we go. There we go. I'm going to zoom this in so we can see it. Oh, here we go. This is Will Smith talking. He said that we had that moment and we connected, he said. But I was married. That was it. Pinkett Smith added, quote, we did not have an affair while he was married. Let's be clear about that. So this argument that somehow Will did something wrong, this came out of Jada Pinkett Smith now, said that they did not have an affair. That's the first argument I want to debunk. The second argument that I want to debunk, because this argument gets on my nerves, is that Will, when it comes to the August Alsina situation, August Alsina, that Will actually thinking that. Well, here's the problem. Once again, I had to look this up. August said that it was sanctioned by Will, not Jada. Here's that. Here is that evidence right here. This is from vulture.com. And this is July 10th, 2020. This was in the middle of the pandemic, as you guys are well aware. The now infamous Red Table Talk occurred. Jada confirmed that she had a relationship with August, but denied that Will ever gave his blessing, claiming the two were separated at the time. That is a very interesting thing. Hmm. 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 So all of this is coming out of Jada's mouth. I'm not the one that putting this in Jada's mouth. I think she's a bit dishonest. So if this wasn't sanctioned by Will, and I bring that up because one of the other members of the panel actually said that this was that the August Alsina thing was a separate case because it was approved by Will Smith when talking about Chris Rock making a path because according to Jada, Will Smith, I'm sorry, not Will Smith, Chris Rock made a path at her when they were separated. She didn't clarify what time it was. She didn't say any of that and all of that, right? So she just mentioned in passing, dragging Chris Rock's name in, saying that Chris Rock made a pass at her, whatever, whatever, whatever. And so the argument was that this was supposedly his friend, Chris Rock and Will Smith. And because of that, they were supposed to be. I'm a. But Chris Rock said, "I don't know these people. What are you talking about? Like, just because we've seen each other a couple of times throughout the years in passing doesn't mean I know them." So I take Jada Pinkett Smith at her word, but some of these arguments from folks that want to be this strong black woman and that want to stand up, this particular situation is vastly, vastly different. Now, I want to get on to the next argument because this argument from the panelists also said that Will Smith was the one that instigated or put in place this open relationship. Okay. Open relationship. Okay. Let me find it. Here it is. Cool. About a year later, this is talking about the entanglement that she had, the affair that she had with August. Will shed some light on the so called entanglement, revealing that Jada had never believed in a conventional marriage. During a candid um, interview with GQ. Okay. Ever since, speculation around Will and Jada's relationship has only continued to grow further, with several fans making the assumption that the pair had been unfaithful to one another. Well, hell, Jada. Okay, but this weekend, this was about. Let me go back up here. Let me see when was this written. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta. This was written last year. But this weekend, Will entered the conversation himself to set things straight, revealing during an interview with CBS that the rumors of infidelity are false, refuting the speculation head on. Will said, quote, there had never been infidelity in our marriage. Jada and I talk about everything, and we never surprise one another with anything, ever. Will went on to discuss the ongoing attention that he and Jada face, stating that he feels the chatter around his life can be a bit of a benefit to people. I have decided that the chatter about my life can be a benefit to people, he said. Chatter is the first stage of having a real conversation and to be able to explore if some of the things in your heart are loving or poison. This isn't the first time Will has addressed the large amount of media attention that he and Jada faced back in September, which was January, which was 2 years ago. Back in September 2021, uh, the actor discussed what it's like being in the limelight while reflecting on the infamous Red Table Talk discussion for the first time that the Jada Pinkett Smith had an affair with August Alsina. The public has a narrative that in okay, Will I I I I don't know. Maybe I this is why I have to call you out. You claimed last year that, and this was before the Oscars, by the way. Remember, the Oscar. Wait, hang on. Did the Oscar happen this year or did it happen last year? Let me check that out. Hang on. The- When did that happen? Let me see. Yep, last year. Okay, so that's what I thought last year. Okay, y'all. Will, your wife admitted on national TV, Red Table Talk, that that she and August, her son's best friend, August Alsina, had an affair that you knew nothing about. That is a definition of infidelity. But you're using, if you are saying that, oh, well, we didn't have any infidelity, are you trying to gaslight us? Is that what's happening here? Your wife admitted on national TV that she had an affair. with your son's best friend, August Alsina. And you don't seem to classify that as infidelity because are you thinking that separation is not a thing? You guys were still legally married at this time. You didn't get a divorce. You didn't come back and say, well, let's reconcile this and let's get remarried. You were both separated. And you're trying to come back with bullshit? Is that what happening here? This family is a bunch of weirdos. They are. Because on the one hand, we have people that want to defend the Smith family, or at least defend Jada from the mess that she's in. But when we say, please stop oversharing this part of your life, we hear, well, why y'all? She should be able to share this part of her life. It's her life. It's her marriage. Da 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 da. This is why nobody can stay married. Jada was the one that said, "Let's do this. Let's have." Like, I don't think Will Smith initiated this open marriage thing. I think this was done by Jada. Personally, me, in my opinion, I believe that Jada instigated this whole open marriage thing so she could be free to explore who she is, whatever she is, while she's still married to Will. A marriage is not the end all be all. It is an ongoing process. And both of these two people are trauma bonding at this point. And for me, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because I understand why it is important for folks to share the different portion of their lives with the public, because they want to show that at some point, that yes, there was something that went on. But if the only thing you care about is the public perception of you, then that will ultimately end up destroying your marriage. Now, as I said on the last slide that I did with Contra TV about this, about Jada, I don't care enough to be that invested into their situation. I care I care just a little bit because I'm wanting them to just stop playing in our faces. Like, is this information we really need? Is this information that we ask for? And by we, I mean those of us that don't give a damn about this marriage. Those of us that don't actually care about this marriage. listen, if y'all don't love each other no more, let it go. Get a divorce. Y'all have been together for what, 25 years at this point? 26 years? Over 2 decades? And you have still yet to figure out what it is that y'all want out of each other? 25 years is a long time, don't get me wrong. It means that you all, it means that there's some longevity there. There's something that's there. But 25 years, and you are still at this point where y'all can't, y- y'all are too fucking old to be at the point in y'all life where y'all are 50 and 53 years old to be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want out of y'all own lives and out of y'all own marriage. I'm sorry, y'all are too goddamn old. Yes, I understand that there is gonna come a point in time where human emotion may get involved and your ego will get involved and all that good shit. I understand that completely. We're human beings. I'm not excusing Will's behavior, and if there is anything to talk about with Will's behavior, but I'm also not excusing Jada's behavior either. I told y'all before on my platform, I am an equal opportunity reader. I will not read down just the men, I will read down the women too. I'm not going to defend her just because she is a black woman. There has to be something of substance that's there in order for me to defend her. It has to be something that really shapes how Will has handled it. Not make excuses, which is what I got from that. I am not going to keep defending Jada. Now, I will watch the interview once it comes out because we're only getting bits and pieces of information from this interview. We need more than just that. So I will be looking at that as well. And then once I do, I'll come back and give you all my thoughts. But there has to come a point when you both are at this age where y'all know what it is that y'all want. Y'all have spent almost 2 decades together. And in you spending this amount of time together, y'all have not learned that much. And now y'all are in your 50s with grown ass kids still trying to figure out if y'all love each other or not. Just get a divorce and get it over with. Because at this point, I really don't give a damn. You will never stop loving this person. By all means, you will never stop loving them. But I'm not going to keep defending somebody who, A, who did not want to get married to Will to begin with, who went through a mental breakdown and didn't want to do anything for her birthday when Will gave her all of that. B, who clearly, I I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, guys. Like I can't keep defending this woman. She has nothing for outside of her being a black woman. That is not enough for me to actually make a defense for her. You need to give me something of substance. It just can't be she's a black woman. She's a woman. Y'all need to come on with the come on. Because being a woman will not stop you from cheating on your husband with another with your best friend, with your son's best friend. Being a black woman does not give you the right to go outside of what is supposed to be your marriage and cheat on your best friend and cheat on your son's best friend. I'm gonna wrap this up because th- this is too exhausting. I will watch the interview, but I'm gonna cut my time down to 10 minutes when I go live next time because I can't like I can't be bothered with this. Like this is bullshit to me, you know. As I said, I understand. Not like I don't get it, but understanding something does not necessarily mean I have to agree with it, and I don't. This may be your marriage, but Jada, it's clear. I Jada, in my personal opinion, I don't think really loved Will Smith in the way that Will Smith loves her. I think they love each other in terms of that fraternity love, that agape love. Like, hey, this is my best friend of 25 years, but I don't think she is in love with him in the same way he is in love with her. So maybe I'll read the book, but I'm very much like Wendy Williams. Clap if you care. All right, that is all of the time that I have for today. I'm sorry tonight because Lord knows this entire Jada Pinkett Smith thing. I wish they would just stop playing in our faces and get on with their life and get a divorce and stop trying to drag this thing out. Because to be honest with you, I don't really give a damn if they get a divorce if they stay together. My whole thing is just get out of our faces. Stop playing in our faces. That's my thing. All right, y'all. I will be back with the next update. I'll continue to follow this story because y'all know your boy's over here just like I don't really give a damn. But I gotta do it because I want to grow my platform. I want folks to really, really, really know what I think, and I'm just being honest with y'all. I really don't care. You know, like I really, really do not care. All right, y'all. I will see you guys on the flip side and hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.